What if I told you that Luffy is not the only king in the Straw Hat crew? We know Luffy is the sun god Nika, the liberation figure, the one Joy Boy's will has been waiting for. That has been confirmed. That is settled. But here is a theory that has been growing in the One Piece fandom for months and just got its biggest piece of evidence yet in chapter 1187. What if Sanji is the Sun King, not the Sun God, the Sun King, Le Roi Soleil? And before you scroll away, let me tell you that the evidence for this is not just a few scattered clues. It runs through Sanji's entire character, his fighting style, his real-world inspiration, his French identity, and now his Conqueror's Haki confirmation in the latest chapters. Let us go through all of it. In chapter 1187, Scopper Gaban spoke directly to Sanji. He told him he should have the potential for Conqueror's Haki. Gaban told Sanji, "You must be a king too if you truly want Luffy to become the Pirate King." A king. Oda has been using specific language in this series for 28 years, and that word means something very deliberate. Luffy is a king. Zoro is a king. And now Gaban has confirmed directly that Sanji carries the same quality, the Conqueror's Haki that only the strongest and most willful people in the world can access. Sanji has it, and when you put that confirmation next to everything else Oda has been building around this character, the Sun King theory stops feeling like a stretch. Architectural. Louis XIV did not claim to be a god. He claimed to be the earthly vessel of divine authority. The Sun King serves the Sun God. Luffy is the sun god Nika, the divine power, the liberation itself. Sanji is the wings of the Pirate King, the one who supports, enables, and protects the path of the person carrying that divine energy. The Sun King serves the sun god. Sanji serves Luffy. The parallel is exact. And Oda has been building it for years through the wings of the Pirate King title, through Sanji's French identity, through his fire-based fighting style that burns with something that looks less like cooking and more like solar energy the further the story goes. Ifrit Jambe. Sanji's leg burns so hot it generates heat comparable to the surface of the sun, according to Zeph. He is the cook, the man who brings warmth and sustenance, the man whose fire is not destructive but nourishing. A solar king.
The Man in the Iron Mask. One of the most famous legends associated with Louis XIV's reign is the story of a mysterious prisoner kept locked in the Bastille, identity unknown, face hidden behind an iron mask for his entire imprisonment. Theories about who this person was have circulated for centuries. Some believed he was Louis XIV's twin brother, a royal double, someone whose existence threatened the legitimacy of the Sun King's rule. Sanji has an alter ego that almost destroyed him. A version of himself he was afraid to become. His Germa genetics and the scientific modifications his father tried to force on him created a second Sanji underneath the surface. A cold, emotionless warrior without the humanity that defines who Sanji actually is. Sanji literally put a mask on during the whole Cake Island arc. He hid his real face. He tried to become someone else to protect the people he loved. The Man in the Iron Mask. A prince with a hidden identity whose existence is connected to the Sun King's legacy.
Right now, Sanji is fighting Zaza, the rain goddess, in Elbaf. He is using his fire-based attacks against a water-based deity. Fire versus water, sun versus rain. That matchup is not random. Oda put the fireman against the rain goddess deliberately, and Sanji's fire, which comes from his own passion and emotion rather than any external power, is currently the only thing keeping the rain goddess occupied. If Sanji is the Sun King, the earthly representative of the sun god's power, then his battle against Zaza has a mythological dimension that goes way beyond just a fight. It is the sun refusing to be extinguished by the rain. And with Conqueror's Haki now confirmed, with Gaban telling him he must be a king to help Luffy become the Pirate King, Sanji's role in the endgame is clearly being elevated beyond what most people expected from him. He is not just the cook. He is not just the third strongest member. He is the wings of the Pirate King, a confirmed king himself, with a French identity tied to the greatest sun-themed ruler in real-world history, fighting with fire that burns like the sun itself. The Sun King theory is not a stretch. It is Oda's design working exactly the way it always has, quietly, carefully, hidden in plain sight until suddenly it all connects at once. Like the video if this gave you something new to see in one of your favorite characters. And subscribe for weekly One Piece theory content every single week. See you in the next one.